Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Marvel Now .1 Issue 1. I know a lot of people on Dark Avenger Inc. and a lot of my friends did not get this issue, which probably was worth it, but we'll see. We'll talk about it. So before I start talking about this issue, I just want to give you guys a little update. Of course, I have the Young Justice live show tomorrow, which is going to be a humongous show. It's Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we got a lot of old-time Young Justice reviewers that you probably love, and Greg Weisman himself is going to be on the show, so you're going to be in for a treat, so definitely check that out. Of course, I got Comic Uno episode 30 on Dark Avenger Inc. and also annotated, and here are those exclusive comics for episode 30, and that's the show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show. We got Smallville Alien, issue 2. Earth 2, issue 19. Green Arrow, issue 27. Morning Glories, issue 36. Inhumanity, The Awakening, issue 2. Green Lantern, issue 27. So if you want to go check out those reviews, go to Comic Uno episode 30. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Comic Frontline because Dark Avenger Inc. is actually closing its doors February 11th and moving to Comic Frontline. So be sure to subscribe to Comic Frontline. And let's talk about all new Marvel Now, .1, issue 1. Now, I'm just going to talk about my experience with these .1s. Usually, they actually are really helpful. I remember the last .1, I got into Guardians of the Galaxy, and I love the story for, can't think of his name right now, but the main character is Peter Quill's origins. I loved his origins. I love what they did with the .1. And now with this, they actually do have stories that are not just previews. It is stories to get you into the series without actually having, like, Black Widow. You know, Black Widow was in this. It wasn't the story that was in issue 1 of Black Widow's. Like, just getting you into the, I guess, the theme of Black Widow. And now the cover has most of the previews you're going to see. Loki's the big part in this issue. Pretty cool cover. I liked it. And again, you gotta look at this price tag, though. $6. You know, there's two big, mighty books coming out this week with a price tag like that. Detective Comics and Marvel Now .1. I think a lot of you guys have to think which one are you going to want more. And I feel like a lot of people are going to make that decision. Am I going to get the Marvel Now .1 or Detective Comics? Just choose one. And I'm going to tell you guys which one I think was better. Alright, but with this story we get to see, first we get to see Loki. I'm going to just describe Loki's story overall because it actually sporadically is throughout this issue. And only one sporadically throughout this issue. It doesn't combine with any of these stories, but just sporadically through this issue, which I don't quite understand. They should have just told the story in one section, but whatever. I like the Loki story for one portion. I love the Thor and Loki interaction. Thor's like, alright, I'll give you the key. You're my brother. I don't know why I'm trusting you, but I'll give it anyways. That felt like Loki, movie Loki to me. And I'm not a big fan of comic book Loki. I'm just not a big fan. I'm not even a humongous fan of Loki for the movies, but I kind of like Loki. I like the charm of Loki in the movies. And we do get to see that a little bit in the comic, in this Loki Asgard one. But I'm still not intrigued with the whole Loki story. I just never liked the whole Asgardian stuff. So that was another one I was like, I knew I wasn't going to like that, but whatever. Silver Surfer was pretty good. I enjoyed that one. He has, I guess, a companion. It feels like Doctor Who to me. And I don't even watch Doctor Who, but it does feel like that. I know Dan Slott's a big Doctor Who fan, so maybe that's why he did this. But yeah, it's just Silver Surfer showing how powerful he is and this girl going around space with him. I don't know the reason why. I kind of rather it had origins about this girl and why she's here, but hopefully in issue 1 we'll find out why this girl is following Silver Surfer and how she's able to survive all this and breathe in space. Hopefully we find that out. So that's one thing. I'm still questioning that. So, great art though. I love Allred's art. Thought it fit perfectly, and I think those are actually one of the better stories for .1. Then we get the third story. That's for for the Invaders, about Red Skull. He wants to attack the Invaders, which is the Human Torch, Bucky, and Namor. These are characters, again, I've never really cared for. I never really cared for the older Human Torch. Namor I really never cared for, and Bucky I never really got into Captain America. Captain America and Thor are like the two things I'm really not into in Marvel Comics. It seems like they're using them more and more these days because of the movies. So yeah, I wasn't totally intrigued with that story. The Invaders, probably gonna skip on that one. Then the Black Widow story, I don't think it did the issue justice, honestly. I read it, it was very quick, and I liked the narration, didn't so much love the story, because you got into it so quick, you're like, oh, what's going on, what mission she's on, like, what is she doing? And it's like, the story's done. So honestly, I don't even think it did the issue justice, and maybe that's for a lot of these Point One stories. Maybe it didn't do the first issue justice of all these all new Marvel Now stories. It's something what the series should do is get us interested. And there was no one story in this series that said, oh my god, can't wait for that issue. Or, oh my god, they just sold me. There wasn't one issue. And again, Black Widow, the first issue was better than this preview, which was disappointing. I think it was actually a better series than this preview. Then we have another story, which was the Miss Marvel story, and that's probably the best one here. I actually really enjoyed it. We get to see the culture of, you know, Miss Marvel, and I really like to see that more conservative culture and seeing her being less conservative. She's a superhero. She's in America, and we get to see how that makes her identity, and I really like that perspective, because I feel like media hasn't really been showing that. You know, having a Arabic type country, I don't know exactly which country she's from, but I do like seeing that Arabic type country that is more conservative, and seeing how they blend into America if they grew up in America. And I feel like media is starting to do that, starting to show that culture, but not totally, and I like that with Miss Marvel, and they really did it perfectly, because I actually read a book called The Kite Runner, totally recommend it, and it's kind of going into that, you know, going into that culture, and it's a lot like the Miss Marvel comic. So I enjoyed it. The art was okay. There's times where it was a little skinny for me. Actually, it looked a lot like the Captain Marvel art, which I wasn't a perfectly big fan of. It was really bright, but I'm looking forward to the series. I am looking forward to see where that goes. So I liked it. Then we get to see the Avengers World, which really connected to Affinity. It felt like an Affinity issue to me. I didn't really care. And honestly, what made me laugh the most is because there's an ongoing joke, I would say, in the comic book community, where it's just like, oh my god, everyone in the Marvel Universe is an Avenger. And then Maria Hill in this issue says, we need more Avengers. And that just made me laugh hysterically, because don't we have enough Avengers? Now we have a whole new comic called Avengers World. Everyone in the world is an Avenger, or every superhero in the world is an Avenger. Yeah, obviously that's not the point of the whole issue, but that just kind of made me laugh that Maria Hill wanted more Avengers. But the whole story is about that S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting closey with the Avengers. They're working together. I wasn't so interested in that, because I'm not even reading Hickman's run of Avengers. So, yeah, a lot of stories for me, I didn't really love them, because they are stories I'm not reading right now. Like Loki, like Avengers. But there are some stories that got me interested, like Miss Marvel, like Silver Surfer, but they weren't totally, oh my god, this is Miss Marvel and Silver Surfer, can't wait. They didn't really sell me on it. I was going to buy those issues anyways. So I gotta give this 2.5 for the price tag, for what I got. I did not get total enjoyment from this issue. Yeah. I gotta say, if you're gonna choose between Detective Comics and Marvel Now Point One, I got more entertainment with Detective Comics. I felt like I even though the Detective Comics I think is about $2 more, right? Yeah, $2 more. I thought I spent my money more wisely on the Detective Comics issue. So if you are trying to choose between both of them, which I feel a lot of people are this week, I would go with Detective Comics, and you could probably skip on this one. And even if you're not choosing both of them, you could skip this one. So I'm gonna give that 2.5 stars. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rent Situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.